Hi guys, welcome to Neptuna Tarot. My name is Cassidy and I'm so grateful you clicked on today. So today we are going to be doing the topic you versus them. So their energy versus your person's energy. It's not like a versus, it's just more of like tapping into your energy from a bird's eye view, their energy from a bird's eye view, and then we're going to get some advice for the connection. So this is a romantic reading, so just a warning. As always, I mean, you can take messages platonically if you would like, but just keep in mind these are going to be more romantic messages coming through. So we shuffled all of the options here, and pile number 1, you shuffled Love Makes the Difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. Pile number 2, you shuffled Choose Love. You always have choice. Make yours with love. Alright, and finally, pile number 3, you shuffled Be Supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. Okay, there will be a 30-second meditation. Give you some more time with the cards here. If you're still struggling to decide which pile is for you, check out the description box down below. And I always shuffle songs from my ginormous playlist, so you never really know what you're gonna get down there. That might help you decide which pile is for you. I'm still doing personal readings, so if you'd like a personal reading from me, do not hesitate to reach out. I help with love, general, career. I can even channel messages from loved away past ones. Okay, so that is all I have for you. I will go ahead and see at your pile.
You wanna spoil me, baby. Want me in your neck, cause you wanna respect, cause you fighting some more, baby. Well, I had to bring a fist out, had to put a wall up, but don't trust phones, baby. Yeah, you gotta tell me what's your motive, baby. Cause you got your candy on your own. No need to sugarcoat. I lie, say what you want. I need it, I wrote on a 5G. Can't you promise me you'll bring it on tonight? Cause I need you to be wise. Tell me everything that's on your mind.
Yes, baby. welcome, pile number 1. You chose love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. So right away, with the mutual energy that I'm getting between both of you, is that you've both been deeply hurt in the past. So whether or not this is a new connection, whether or not this is a connection with more history, you've both been hurt. And I do get a sense that both of you have been in places before where you felt very, very jaded when it comes to love. You could have thought that love just was not for you. There was a lot of pessimism coming through, jadedness. It was maybe even feeling like love does not exist, maybe in the way that you would like it to. But it was mutual. It was mutual. Both of you have felt this way before. Both of you have been deeply, deeply hurt. So I will say, bottom of the deck, this is the mutual energy as well. I don't like to share myself with others. I was worried about the glare. Okay, here we go. I don't like to share myself with others. I also hold on to things and relationships that do not serve me because I hate losing. So this is the mutual energy. So both of you are a bit guarded. I don't like to share myself with others. But once you do open up and share yourself, then you kind of hold on to something. So I do think both of you have learned kind of, I'm kind of getting a sense of what you don't want in a relationship. But I also just keep getting a very guarded energy. Both of you are very, very guarded. So I don't know if you're guarded from each other specifically because of past history where you have hurt each other, or if there is an energy of like, this is a new person and you've just both been in shitty relationships prior. But yeah, there's an energy of not being very sure how you want to step into the connection, how you want to approach things. I think that you guys, well, I think more so there's person 1 and there's person 2 here. So it's interchangeable. You could relate more with person 1, you could relate more with person number 2 here. But person number, person number 2 is giving me somebody who's a bit more optimistic. I think that they see the pros more than the cons here. And they want to revive the connection. So I think there's a mutual want for that. And I said revive, so that's for those that this is a past person. And that could definitely, honestly, I am getting past connection here because we have photograph when this person's in, we have the Phoenix. So with photograph, that definitely gives me like looking at past pictures of the two of you, whether it's you or this person. So, ooh, okay. So how should we start this? Pile 1, you're always my like trial and error, right? Just a little bit of like the flow of things. How am I going to flow through this? So I feel like we should start with person number 1. Person number 1 is led by a lot more fear than person number 2. Person 2 still is very fearful and guarded as well, but it's like not to the degree that pile 1 is. I think that person number 1 was possibly cheated on. There could have even been, trigger warning, skip ahead if you don't want to hear about maybe more aggressive, violent situations. But yeah, there could have been violence here. So skip ahead, but like DV situations, stabbed in the back. Yeah, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, shocking attack. It was very shocking for person 1. So it says, I didn't follow my own inner guidance, and now I feel stuck in the mud. It's hard to see a way out when everyone says this is normal. I didn't follow my own inner guidance, and now I feel stuck in the mud. It's hard to see a way out when everyone says this is normal. This person, like I said, they lead with a lot more fear, but it's a lot of self-limiting beliefs. This person is stuck in the mud, but they could easily pull themselves out of that mud, but they are choosing to kind of continue narratives that serve a victim mentality, a more fear-based mentality. So they're very scared. They're very scared, and they keep themselves kind of guarded by their fears. You know, they keep telling themselves, well, this could go wrong, this could go wrong. It's giving me, I always get this little guy, he comes through sometimes, but the guy Panic from Hercules, like he's just like kind of jittery and panicky kind of energy, where it's like this person kind of comes up with all these reasons that they're stuck and they should stay stuck and it's not worth it. But then there's this energy of photograph, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories. So with that, this person, even though they've been hurt, they are not stopping themselves from fantasizing about love. I think that this person fantasizes a lot about what it would be like to marry person number 2. So person 1 is over here. I feel like they feel safer in their fantasy. They, you know, it's not as much of a risk to put themselves out there especially if they are the person giving you or giving person 2 an engagement ring, then it's like they don't want to face the possible rejection, right, of the person saying no. There's a lot of fantasizing, looking at the pictures. They could definitely be looking at person 2's social media. Nostalgia. Like, I feel like, there's an energy of like they've had you in their life before. So whether you guys were friends, a situationship, or more, I keep saying you, I'm sorry. I know I always struggle with person 1, person 2 energies, like, because most of the time I'm talking to you guys. So please excuse me. You know what I mean? It's like I'm talking about person 1 to person 2. So person 1, it's like they fantasize a lot. They're very nostalgic. They're craving for a way that things used to be with, I feel like, person 2. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I miss the way things used to be. But this person is really having a hard time, seeing the way out. They don't know how to move from this spot. It feels very stuck in the mud. It feels very just like frozen. Okay, so I feel like when person 1 is faced with challenges, I feel like they might go into maybe a trauma response of freezing. They just freeze. They don't know how to move forward. They freeze. And not only that, but when this person freezes, I feel like they're not able to communicate very well their experience of like, I'm in a state of freeze, give me a second, or like, hold on, or, like they can't, or if it's after, they're more themselves, they're not able to explain, sorry, like I was having a moment and this and that. Like they give people very bare minimum explanation for what's going on mentally, because this is like a mental freeze. They go through a mental freeze where they kind of just, I feel like it's when conflict arises or when they're being asked to step up. My throat is closing too. So it's like, it's kind of like I'm being called to the podium. I'm being called to the stand. And it's like, I'm getting so nervous. I'm freezing. I can't speak. I have my note cards right in front of me, but I can't seem to read them. I'm freezing. It's like pressure. It feels like pressure is when they typically freeze, when they feel pressure or conflict. Interesting. Okay. So, and like I was going to go into this, like I said, yeah, they give bare minimum information, and it's because, like, look, both of these tarot cards came out hidden. So it's like this person, I don't think that they're intentionally trying to hide things, but I do feel that this person doesn't explain themselves. They're not a great communicator. That person one, they will internalize a lot of their own thoughts and overthinking, but they don't share with the class. They don't, they're very, I'm kind of getting stiff. It feels stiff, like I'm frozen, I'm stiff. That could also be when they look at photographs, they're getting stiff. Okay, so I don't know. That could possibly. But let's go ahead and dig a little deeper, see what's going on. So King of Wands, we're not taking reversals. You bring out the best in me, making me feel like a leader, deciding what I want and taking action with passion and determination. But see, that's kind of like what's buried underneath. I feel like person one likes the way that they feel when they're around person two. They like who they are when they're with person two. They feel very passionate. They feel very determined. They feel like they are able to move out of that freeze energy. It's like, I'm kind of feeling fire. Yeah, for King of Wands, like it's like pile one or person one tends to feel kind of like melted, like by pile two or person two. You guys know what I mean. Person two. So person one, it's like they feel like that kind of cold, stiff energy just kind of mushes into something else, into more of like a passion and like a fire, and it's like they feel like they're more alive, because that stiff energy, it's very like when you describe a dead body, I'm sorry to say it, but it's like it's stiff, it's not alive, and it's like this. I feel like person one is trying to say person two makes me feel alive again. I feel like I can actually have autonomy over my choices in my life. And I don't know, it's so interesting how person two like sparks this fire in person one. They feel like they're actually themselves again, is what I'm hearing. I think that's why they look at your photographs a lot, is because it gives them kind of like like, especially if you guys are no contact, or like if you're not talking right now, it's like it feels like a hit, it feels like they got a hit of whatever they need, it's like, okay, whew, I can kind of go back to what I'm doing. What am I supposed to do? They feel focused again. We have the Ten of Wands. I tend to take on more tasks than I can handle, so I can distract myself from my feelings until I fall into exhaustion or illness. Person one is very repressed. There's a lot that they are burying. And it feels like you are kind of like this guiding light, this sunshine, I said you, but person two is this guiding light, this like sunshine to person one. But person one is like a workaholic. Person one, I think that they are lacking a bit of emotional maturity, because instead of like facing what they're feeling and processing and, dealing with their emotions, they would much rather do anything but do that, I think they think that they're processing. Person one will like tell themselves, oh, I did think about that, I did process that, but they processed it through this lens of fear with this Eight of Swords. So it's like it wasn't true like compassion for self or accountability, or it was more so I'm like this would be a bad idea because I could get hurt again. You know, it's from this lens of fear, and they're telling themselves it's logic, but it's also like they just keep distracting themselves. That's really what I'm getting. All right, let's move to person 2. So we kind of talked about person 2 a bit. I do get a sense, because of the way I was channeling, that a lot of you watching are more going to resonate with person 2, but you know, keep it open, you know, whatever resonates with you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. So, person number 2. Person number 2, we've got, I feel comfort and joy in your presence, and I feel appreciated for all of my hard work. It's so easy to relax when I'm with you. We also have the Star. So 4 of Wands and the Star. You brought faith back into my life, and now I'm trusting the higher power. Despite my past, I allow myself to feel loved and protected. But then we have this 7 of Swords that came out with the Star. I have a habit of deceiving, lying, and wearing a mask. It's hard for me to believe that someone would like me for who I really am. So I think a mutual energy that's coming through again is like, neither of you feel good enough for each other. I think that you both kind of are brought into this energy of motivation by the other, but it also needs to come from a place of like self-love and just like, I do this for myself. I feel like person 2 is probably a little bit more secure within themselves. They feel more security in the connection too, where it's like, for whatever reason, they're kind of honoring their feelings, I think, more than person 1, where it's like, I recognize that I feel comfort and joy in your presence. You know, I recognize that I'm actually able to relax. Like, they're honest with themselves about the way that they feel, because I feel like person 1 feels the same way. They are just in this kind of freeze trauma energy, and also workaholic tendency, you know, like being just distracting themselves with whatever they can. Whereas person 2 is more open to like processing. Okay. And I also love that it's like, you know, despite my past, the Star here, it's like, despite tower moments I might have experienced, despite bad relationships, even though, you know, I've struggled with this and that, I'm still going to put myself out there because I want to feel loved and protected. And that's, again, it's like I'm honoring my feelings here by letting it be known that this is my wants, this is my needs, is like, I want to feel loved, I want to feel protected. But then, you know, I think person 2 is still struggling with some self-love, because even though they're opening themselves up, they're honoring their feelings, I think this is somebody who might kind of tell some white lies here and there. Okay, person 2 might just kind of, it just kind of feels like very human things, and it feels very normal, where it's like, I tell you that I don't know, it's like kind of dirty little habits that you do when nobody's looking, you know? It's like these very human aspects of ourselves where, you know, I'm trying to think of something, but it's really hard. I don't know, like picking your nose in the car, you know? It's like, I've seen so many people pick their nose in the car, you know? And it's like, this person might be like, oh, I never do that. Or it's like, this person is trying to kind of put out, like, I think the best version of themselves. And I love this concept because it's something that Lauryn Hill talked about at one of her like live recorded concerts that she did. It's on Spotify, and it's like these sessions where she's just talking about it, and she's like, you know, we do these things in the beginning of relationships that we would never do, like things that we never do, you know, we groom ourselves to the utmost possibility, and we like put on these perfumes and like these expensive things, and we present ourselves to be very like, you know, classy or seductive or whatever it might be. And it's like, that might not even be who we are. It's just like we do these things to attract this person, but then it's like it's not truly who we are. So I feel like that's kind of what person 2 is doing, where it's like, I'm trying to put my best foot forward. I'm trying to kind of present myself maybe perfectly. And it's like, I don't know. It doesn't feel too toxic, but it just kind of feels like this person 2 doesn't feel quite comfortable to truly be themselves. But I feel like it's not from a place of like person 1 makes them uncomfortable. It's more from a place of they feel that inner discomfort within themselves. Like it's hard for me to believe someone would like me for who I really am. So let's go ahead and look at, yeah, we have the Phoenix. I mean, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind. I don't know why. I also feel like person 2 might have told themselves that this connection was dead and over. But it's like the more they kind of sat with it, with the star energy, the Phoenix energy, it's like they were like, okay, let's start again. This could be like a new connection, like I said, though, where it's like you both have just been through a lot. You both have been hurt before, and it's kind of like giving a chance to this connection. Like both of you are like wanting to give a chance, but there is a lot of fear on both ends. I feel like it's mostly just like a fear of rejection, like a fear of the other not loving you for who you are. So let's keep going. 9 of Pentacles, I love it. I admire you and you inspire me to simply stop and enjoy the fruits of my labor, to appreciate all the amazing gifts of life. 9 of Pentacles, wow. So person 2, I will say, is a lot more stable than person 1. Person number 2 is, yes, like I said, they're pulling all the stops. Maybe they're wanting to like dye their hair, or like they've been doing a crazy skin routine. You know what I mean? I'm seeing in my mind, this might kind of upset some of you, but I'm seeing like Cassie from Euphoria when she starts doing the routine every day to impress Nate. But it's like I said, it's like something that she never did before. She started dressing like Maddie, you know, it's like that's not something she would have worn. So it's like, I do think that person number 2 needs to kind of be more themselves. They need to slow down, not present such a like perfect like image of what they perceive person 1 to maybe want, trying to be person 1's perfect person, because I think person 1 is like, they don't feel good enough, you know, they feel stuck. They feel like it's easier to like be in this fantasy of person 2 than it is to like actually take on the responsibility of a relationship. It's so interesting because I feel like person number 2 is inspired by person 1 to like slow down, because it's like person 1 is in that freeze energy of like, let's take it slow. I can only take so much at a time. Like, oh my God, like let's take it step by step. And then it's like person number 1 feels like I said, it's like they are ignited. The fire is ignited because of person 2. So it's like, I'm kind of getting this earth and fire energy, you know, where it's like you guys kind of inspire each other to like slow down or speed up depending on what you need. Hold on. But yeah, I do feel like person 2 has done more emotional healing. They're more stable. I think that they're healing and rebuilding. They're in this energy of independence. They could be, you know, very single and like confident and sexy. And it's like, I feel like person 2 doesn't need person 1, But I feel like person one kind of needs person two, and you know, and I want person one to kind of take on more responsibility for their own healing. But you know, sometimes we do need help. Sometimes it's okay to ask for help and to, you know, receive help from others. But it's like, I just feel like person one is relying a bit too much on person two for like motivation and inspiration, and like it's like they need to kind of have that within and built within themselves too. And they ignore their inner guidance at times, you know? So it's like person one is more likely to kind of stray from the path, where person two is more so on their path, building stability, focused on just healing. And yeah, it's like they are kind of dressing themselves up a bit, you know, in the connection, you know, wearing that Chanel, but like, girl talk. Yeah, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. Yeah, person two is in a lot more of like a free energy. I think person two is less jaded. I think person two, it's interesting. It's kind of like both of you went through the same experiences, but you're both kind of reacting differently to it. So it's like, let's say both of you were cheated on. Person one is tuning more into their fears and their shadow, and person two is focusing more on like healing themselves and doing the emotional labor of processing the betrayal that they experienced. Like person one is just trying to bury it, push it down. Person two is like, let me get on the phone with my girlfriend and tell her about what this man just put me through. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's like getting that support from friends, moving on, you know, moving on. That's what's important, where it's like person one is freezing, person two is moving on. Like that's how they handled the situation differently. And happily single is coming through, and you know that we got the single card, 9 of Pentacles. So yeah, like I don't think you guys are in a connection. And I do kind of get a sense that it's because person one is still very stuck in their fear. I like you. Like, yeah, that's what I say. Person two, they know how they feel about person one. They're very comfortable with their feelings. They're very comfortable expressing themselves and saying, hey, I like you. You know, I have fun flirting with you. I feel good when I'm with you. I feel comfort. I feel joy. You know, I admire that you get me to slow down. I love that, you know, I feel hope. I feel like person two feels hope for this connection. They're very optimistic, but it's just like person one is still struggling. They're still really struggling. It's such an interesting energy because person one has so much desire. They have so much desire. Photograph, engagement ring. You know, it's like they literally fantasize about like asking person two to marry them, or just marrying person two, or being asked, or whatever. But it's like their fear just keeps them stuck. Even the mutual energy for bottom of the deck is Cupid's arrow. Have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation, or meeting hesitation. So it's like there's not a lack of like mutual connection. There's not a lack of desire between the two. It's just that person one is still living in a lot of fear. The biggest problem person two has is just that they might be wearing too much makeup. I don't know. It's like they're trying to kind of cover up their flaws instead of being maybe more vulnerable. I feel like person two, they struggle with like showing weakness. You know, they like to kind of come off as strong and like, I've got it all together. I'm handling everything. You know, it's like, it's just a little deceptive. It's just like a little habit of deceiving. It's not like, I feel like it's not a huge deception. If any of these cards had come out like snake energy or cheating energy, I would have said, yeah, like person two might have a tendency, but I don't see that. It's more so just like this person struggles to believe that people will love and accept them for who they are. So I feel like they're working on their self-love. They're rebuilding, they're healing, Phoenix star energy. But person one is just, they haven't come up with a solution yet. They know that they feel good and like that this connection brings the best out of them, but they don't know how to, it's like they don't know how to hold on to it. You know, they feel like it's going to slip out of their hands at any moment because they're so scared. It's just like a fear-based reaction. I'm so scared it's going to fall out of my hands. But it's also like if they keep frozen, they continue to remain passive in this connection, then I don't think, you know what I mean? I don't think that the connection will be able to move forward. So let's get one card for each. Person one. What's a card for person one here? True love. Okay. This is a romance of a lifetime. And I feel like this person doesn't want to lose it. Person one is so scared. Once again, they're just so scared. But another thing that's driving them is the fear of losing you. It's like they kind of recognize that, like, if I don't do anything, if I stay frozen, I could literally lose the romance of a lifetime. Like, I think that they see person two as their true love. Okay, person two, what does it say? Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. But that's the thing. If person one remains passive, person two will have no choice but to pull away because it's not enough to keep the relationship going. Person two is not going to get what they need. They're not going to have their needs met in this connection if person one remains passive and frozen. And then it'll become like it's a one-sided situation. So I think that's also what person two is like a bit scared of here. And I think that's why they're in this single energy more so, because it's like they're protecting their energy of like, you know, I'm good on my own. Oh, I love that song Warm by Ariana Grande. And it's funny because I described this King of Wands as like person two makes person one feel warm. But the lyrics of that is like, I'm good on my own, but it's warmer in your arms. You know, it's like, I'm fine on my own, but it just like, this connection feels good. Why can't we explore that? Why can't we go deeper? But I really will say it's person one. Both of you are guarded. Both of you, like, you know, starting off with that same energy we started with, you know, it is hard to put yourself out there. It does suck to lose, but it also sucks to never try, you know, to let fear win. It also sucks, yeah, to let fear win. Bottom of the deck, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So yeah, I feel like there's an energy, a mutual energy of like, if this doesn't work out, there's an energy of, yeah, like, I just feel like the mutual energy is like, what if this isn't my person? Like, there's a lot of doubts kind of underlying, but I feel like it's all really coming from person one's fears. It's like, because person one's fears hold them back, and then it creates fear in person two because they're not getting what they need. So, you know, it's like, ugh, yeah. So I feel like there's an energy of both of you just keeping an open mind of like, maybe this isn't what we thought it was, you know? Let's get some advice. We'll be closing out the reading. Trust. So trust, transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept this current situation, it will automatically transform. Yeah, so it's like Spirit is trying to say, do not twist the situation to like fit your needs. Like, especially if you are person two here, which like I said, I feel like a lot of you here are person two. I feel like you cannot pretend that this person is like giving you what you need kind of energy is what I'm getting. Like, you need to accept the situation for what it is. And so it's like, even if you know that this person cares about you and like you feel really good when you're with them, it's like you have to kind of accept the situation for what it is. So it's like if it becomes one-sided, person 2 needs to have that, you know, that ability to kind of walk away. And I feel like the situation will completely transform as long as you continue to choose yourself, you know? Stay true to yourself. Don't sacrifice your needs for this connection. And then if you're person number 1, I feel like it's more so accepting that you might need some help, accepting that you might need to like reach out and figure out how to work through these fears, work through this trauma, because I feel like you're, you know, person 1 is losing a lot by standing stuck in the mud. We do have transformation. So your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So I feel like if this connection can come back to love in a way, if, you know, coming back to the card, love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth, which I feel like this person needs security and this person needs a little more self-worth. So it's like this can be healed. And I feel like it's through the connection, it's through each other. But I think the sad thing is it's really up to person 1 if they can work through this fear. Bottom of the deck, embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. That's exactly what I just said. I really feel like it's the most healing you will... I don't want to say the most, because like... I want you guys to keep an open mind, because yeah, it's true, like, because there's a chance person 1 just can't really work through it in this lifetime, right? So it's like person 2 has to kind of be prepared for that, to keep an open mind. But I really feel like you guys could learn so much from each other, from being in a connection together, embracing each other, you know. I feel like it would make person 2 feel like that self-worth, and then person 1, they need that security because they're so scared all the time. They need it to be predictable. They need it to be safe. Let's get one more. My beloved. Though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. So I feel like, you know, spiritually, I think there was an energy of like being brought together to heal these things from each other, you know, to heal these different aspects of like fear and maybe low self-worth. So I don't know. I just feel like don't feel pressure because like you feel a very great soul tie to this person, you know, to just sacrifice things, because like, it's, you know, nothing is missing. It's like, okay, well, if this person isn't meeting your needs, then something is missing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I get that the connection might feel very spiritually like bonding, like you'll feel very comfortable, but it's like just keep your needs in mind. Do not sacrifice those just to kind of wait for this person to get over their fears if they're not going to. All right, I'm going to leave it at that, pile one. This was so interesting. I really hope the messages resonated. I hoped it was helpful for you. If it was, give me a like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you guys. Till next time, I'm sending you love, light, protection, blessings. Bye. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Welcome, pile number 2s. You chose choose love. You always have a choice. Make yours with love. Okay, so let's go ahead and just jump right into this. This is person 1, person 2 over here. So we've got the energies separated. We do have some mutual energies. We'll go ahead and talk about that first. So the mutual energies is this talking energy. Interested, conversing more, awaiting message arrives, text, call, email, hoovering. We also have, I'm starting to see that my actions have consequences and I'm giving up blaming others. I surrender to the will of God and let it be, the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like there's kind of like this happy-go-lucky energy between the two of you. I feel like you guys could have just started talking or just recently kind of sparked up conversation, started a connection. So it's very exciting. I feel like it's new, it's fresh. Even if this is like a past person, it just feels brand new. It feels fresh here. I do kind of get a sense that you guys think very differently. Okay, I will say that. I feel like there's, how do I explain this? There's one person 1 is somebody who I just kind of get a sense that they're more logic based and they are less likely to be super emotional. You know what I mean? Like they're just not super emotional. They're not very open with their emotions in that way. And so for them to kind of be talking to person 2 and to kind of be in this energy of the Wheel of Fortune, it's like they are recognizing the value of this connection. So that's very nice to see. But I do kind of get the sense that person 2 is just completely different. And person 2 is very emotional and believes in love to the utmost degree. And they're just very like they go with their feelings less than logic, and then person 1 is more logic based than emotional. So I feel like that's a typical kind of connection. There's usually like the one person more logical, they balance each other out, right? So let's just jump in. Yeah, the mutual energy, it just feels open. It just feels like you guys are both open to kind of seeing what happens. It's exciting. It's fresh. It's like, let's spin the Wheel of Fortune and let's see what happens. You know, it's almost like I'm hearing like low stakes. Like and that's why it feels newer, is because it's lower stakes. It's like, okay, let's try it. Like even if it doesn't work out, it's not a big deal. Like we just got started kind of energy. So let's jump into person 1. I'm really excited. Okay. Person 1. Right away we have this, I'm not ready for a relationship. I got used to my routine and it's easier to continue with my current lifestyle. So I feel like when person 2 met person 1, person 1 was very much in this energy of like, I don't want a relationship. I'm not dating. I'm very much like happy with what I've got going on for myself, very self-focused. I don't know why I'm getting like, I'm hearing like from Jersey Shore, JTL, gym tan laundry. You know, it's kind of like that energy of like, I'm going to stay in my routine, JTL, and I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like I'm good with that. So I feel like person 1 was very strict, and I say was, we'll get there, but it's like person 1 was very closed off. I feel like person 1 was not interested. I feel like they were kind of in this energy of like, I've been disappointed before, you know, I don't really handle spilt milk very well. Like they don't like to be disappointed, because I think they get kind of stuck on it, because it's like that logical thinking that they do. They're like, why, like, they don't always understand why people make decisions emotionally. So it's like if somebody else hurt them in an emotional way, I don't know, it's like it's hard for them to understand, like, why did you disappoint me? Like, they're very strict. It's strict around here for person one. Person one is strict, right? I feel like they've been down a few roads that they didn't like how things ended, and I think they just got very comfortable with themselves and doing what they felt need to get done, gym, tan, laundry. But then we have this Two of Swords that sneaks in. We have meeting you has created a lot of conflict inside myself, challenging my lifetime beliefs about love and relationships. So I feel stuck. I love that. It's like, it really tells a story here because it's like they were just like this hard, solid rock. And then I feel like you crack them open and they're this beautiful geode inside. Like, I feel like person one has so much to offer and share in a connection. And I feel like person one, it's like they do want love, but they've gathered this data, right, from their experiences. I feel like they could also be like a child of divorce. It's like they watched other relationships around them constantly fail. They watch people divorce. They watch people end like miserably in these relationships. They could even watch like people get cheated on, I think, a lot. Like, and it just feels like data gathering. Like, this person was like mining data. Like, this person was just like gathering all this data about relationships that they could in order to kind of come to a conclusion if they want to like get married, if they want to be in a relationship at all. Like, this person, and they really kind of came to this conclusion that logically, like, love doesn't exist. Maybe I feel like that it's reminding me a little of pile one. Some of you are watching from pile one, but it's like person one kind of feels more stuck in the mud, like person, like a stick up their butt, I should say. I'm sorry if you're person one. I shouldn't say that, but it's like person one is just like, they're kind of having this moment, you know, they're having this really big realization. You know, we have lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. So it's like, this is an upheaval of all of their lifetime beliefs about love and relationships. Like, logically to them, they've come to these conclusions that it's like, this isn't for them. They're never going to be able to build or have what, you know, they really want. I will say, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but it's like, I keep getting like an autistic energy from person one. Maybe you guys are both, and it's like different, it's like different on the spectrum in different ways. But it's like person one just kind of gives me like, I'm calculating, and this does not compute. Like, this does not compute. And it's like, when they met person two, or when you guys, meeting you has created a lot of conflict inside myself. Like, meeting you has like challenged this belief because they're actually starting to see it. They are actually starting to see themselves in a happy little home with a happy little, possibly a bundle of joy. You know, it's like they're actually picturing this life, you know. Some of them, it's like, even if you don't want kids or any of that kind of lifestyle, it's like they're just picturing this life with you. Like, whether it's like you travel together or you, I don't know, become nomads. I don't know what it might be, but it's like they're starting to see it, and it's really, I think it's scaring them, but they're in this energy of excitement at the same time. Like I said, that mutual energy of the Wheel of Fortune is very much like they're willing to spin the wheel. They're like, okay, this actually looks fun. This actually is something I think I could like give myself to. We do have cassette though. So outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head, which is really sad because I feel like this is literally, and it's lining up with the Two of Swords, where it's like outdated thinking, conditioning, you know, it's challenging lifetime beliefs. These are things that have possibly even been taught to this person, you know, like maybe this person could have been told like love is transactional, love is like a business plan, or like, you know, how people say that all the time. They're like, love is a a business negotiation, you know, and it's like kind of being taught all of these very logical things about love and what to expect and what you should be looking for. And then it's like, I feel like person 2 came along and it might be nothing like what they expected, because it's more so a feeling. They're actually feeling this attraction, this love, this care, but it's challenging that belief, that conditioning. They're like, wait a second. Some of them could have even grown up in like very toxic masculine households, or like toxic like gender role situations. So it's like they were taught that maybe a man or a woman, or you know, whoever, just needs to be a certain way, and it's just conditioning, you know, it's just conditioning. And that could even be conditioning, like I said, of like, everybody gets divorced, everybody gets cheated on, love isn't real. It's just like a conditioning. And then, so we have, I'm not ready for a relationship. Then it's like, meeting you created this conflict. And then boom, we have this Ace of Pentacles here. I feel so rich for knowing true love. I now see how easy it is to create wealth when you know someone like you to love. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, this person actually sees the value in person 2. They actually see the value of this connection. They want to give to this connection. It's like this person has done a 180. This person has completely switched around since they met person 2. It's like person 2 just kind of woke them up, or like made them recognize that, you know what, maybe I can have love. Maybe love can be real. Maybe it's worth it just to try. You know, it's like they're in this energy of like, let's see what happens. Wheel of Fortune. It's just such a beautiful turnaround. And it's like I feel my energy actually like kind of freeing up, like loosening up. There's like this tension that's kind of like slowly drifting out, you know, it's like slowly releasing. I'm free. I'm finally kind of free of this, like this kind of agitation, this tension here. I don't know why, but this person 1 is kind of reminding me of Shane from Heated Rivalry, where it's just like, I'm in my routine, you know, and then meeting you creates all this conflict, and then boom, it's like, I feel so rich for knowing true love, you know. It's like they were just, and like that's also where I kind of was feeling like that autistic energy, because that character is autistic. So it's like, I don't know, like some of you, person 1 is autistic here. So like I said, I don't know, I can't diagnose anybody, but ooh, man, it's like they feel like they got hit by lightning. And I feel like with cassette here, they could also be playing music over and over again, like the same song over and over again. Let's see the last one. Oh, photograph. Okay, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, make new memories. So I don't know if maybe you guys haven't seen each other in a while. Yeah, because we have a weighted message, or like, it's like person 1 just feels like there hasn't been enough time spent. I feel like they look at pictures, they listen to music, they feel like they kind of been hit by lightning here. And it's like they want more. They want more. They really, really want to make an offer, like a physical, tangible, stable offer to person 2 with this Ace of Pentacles. But I just kind of feel like that gap hasn't been bridged yet. You guys are still maybe in this talking phase. You're still very much just like Wheel of Fortune. Let's go with the flow. Let's see what happens. Like it's still kind of up in the air, but it's like person 1 wants to stabilize the connection. Person 1 does not want person 2 with anybody else, you know. Like I think person 1 has fallen. They fell deep. They fell, and they look at your pictures. I say your, but they look at person 2's pictures, and oof. They want to make new memories. They want to, I don't know. I feel like they kind of just get excited. Like there's, like I kept saying, like there's an energy of excitement between both of you, where it's like just, it's so fresh and fun, and like there's like both of you feel optimistic here. It's not just one or the other. That was beautiful. That really told such like a clear story. So that was nice. Okay, let's jump into person 2. So person 2 says, every time we get past our arguments and get on the same page, I feel on top of the world and I succeed in all I do. So that tells me there has been some disagreements, okay? So that does tell me that, you guys, person 1, person 2, I think you, like I said at the beginning, I think you guys are pretty different people. Like the way that you kind of process things. It's like person 1's more in their logical mind, person 2's more in their emotional mind. So it's like, I think that does create clash, that does create conflict at times. It's like, person 1 is like maybe just trying to be direct, and person 2 might get their feelings hurt because of the directness. And it's like, it's kind of maneuvering with each other and like trying to, understand each other in a deeper way and know each other's boundaries and not hurt each other, right? But it's like person number 2, they feel like a good feeling about this connection. They feel like you guys could really succeed, or both of you, there could be success in this connection. Like they really feel like, I don't know, I keep kind of getting like person 2 is really head over heels. I think person 2 has been, I don't want to say in love, but I mean, person 1 said, I feel rich for knowing true love, but I'm going to say love, because person 2 like is like head over heels. Like I kind of get like oh no, I kind of get like an obsessive energy. Like they're like, this is it. This is my person. Like this is, this is what I've been looking for. This is, I don't know, like person number 2 is very much like, we're gonna succeed. We're gonna get through this. We're like, and I feel like recognition, like person number 2 is like ready for the recognition. I feel like they're ready for this Ace of Pentacles. They're like, you better give me that Ace of Pentacles. You better give me that offer. Person 2 is funny. But we do have mask, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, gaslighting. And I do get that energy where it's like person 2 is hiding how much they really, really like person 1. Like person 2, it's like they play it cool. They play it very, very cool around person 1. But on the inside, I feel like person 2 is like this hustle and bustle of emotion. Like they are just filled to the brim with like love and excitement and like I just heard desire, lust. Okay, so it's like this person could also really want to get person 1 in the bedroom, but it's like they don't show their feelings all the way. They're hiding it, and I feel like it's because we're still in the beginning state. I feel like person 1, they might not have made this Ace of Pentacles offer yet. Okay, so that could be like a sudden change where they're ready to offer, but it's like person 2 is trying to play it cool. Person 2 is like, okay, we're moving along, we're talking, we're texting, we're giving it a try, but it's like, I'm not gonna put all my eggs in one basket, right? But they really are. Oh my God, because we have the 2 of Cups and we have soulmates. Like, that's what I'm saying. Is like person 1 was like very slow to open up, but I feel like person 2 just kind of like fell head first, like smashed their head and just like fell so hard. It says, I know we have a deep connection. I can feel it too. It's like you were made specifically for me, my perfect match. But I feel like they're getting ahead of themselves. Person 2 is getting a little ahead of themselves. But I feel like person 2 is also kind of the reason that this connection has been brought to life. It's almost like person 1 was very closed off, very trapped in their day-to-day routines, and it's almost like they never would have put themselves out there or stepped out to kind of meet somebody, and it's like I feel like person 2 probably put themselves out there because they kind of felt that connection so strongly and they really liked person 1. So it's like I feel like person 2 is like, how there's always like the more passive and then there's the more dominant one. So I feel like person 2 is more dominant, where it's like they're the reason that the connection gets off the ground. They're the reason why the conversations start. Person 2 is the one that initiates a lot more. Because they just feel so strongly. They're like, you're mine. You're my perfect match. This is it. You know, you're my soulmate, soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. So, but at the same time, we got this mask. So it's like they're trying to play it cool, but at the same time, on the inside, they're like, you're my perfect match. You're made for me. You're my soulmate. It's just like, it's a bit intense. It's a bit intense. But at the same time, person 1 is recognizing, like, I think this is true love. Like, I'm willing to kind of spin the wheel here and see where it goes. Ooh, okay. I feel safer in groups of friends, colleagues, or with family, having light conversations, drinking, or partying. Interesting. I wouldn't expect that from person 2. I would have thought that they would want to get person 1 alone. They want to give person 1 alone. But I guess not. Okay. I feel like for the time being, it's like I said, this is still kind of a newer connection. So it's like I think person 2 probably knows themselves. They know that they get very emotionally attached. And so they're trying to pace themselves. Person 2 is very much trying to put that like distance of like obsession and love. Like, they're not trying to mix the two. They're trying to like build in a more secure way. So it's like, they're like, I feel like they ask their friends for help, or they're like, you know, oh my gosh, like person number 1 is gonna be at the party tonight, and it's like, I don't want to be crazy and obsessive, and like I don't want to be like too focused on them, like can you please come with me? And like it helps them play it cool. It helps them wear this mask to be in these groups, because it's like less pressure, you know. It's like less pressure, where it's like, okay, woo, like I just feel like the connection is really strong. Like the chemistry is intense, and it's like, I feel like both of you are kind of like bumbling idiots. Like, you both just kind of get really nervous, and like it's just like so strong. So it's like, it feels a little less intense when there's just more people around, and it's like you guys can like say hi, like have a conversation, and then kind of maybe go talk to your friends real quick and like recharge, or like debrief the friends, you know, and then come back and be like, what's up, or like whatever's going on here. So that's interesting. It really shows how new the connection feels though, where it's just like the nerves. I feel like you both have so much nerves, where you're like, like it's like chattering teeth and like nervousness, and like, but it's like, I feel this beautiful energy of like both of you trying to transmute that nervousness into like excitement. Like, oh, this is exciting. This is like, I don't need to be scared. Like I should be more excited than scared. Like, because it feels good. I feel like it feels really good. Ooh, we have addiction. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, restraint. I think, okay, and that's another thing that I think person 2 is struggling with, is like possibly addiction or codependency, obsession. So it's like, I feel like that's also why they're trying to keep things at a friend level or keep things slow, because they know that they feel strongly for person 1, but I feel like person number 2 has had a pattern of getting very codependent, maybe being in trauma bonds, you know, getting in these toxic relationships where it's more so about obsession, possession, and control. And so I think that person number 2 they're all over the place. It's like they feel this intense like love and care for person 1, but they also recognize that it's too early, but they also recognize that they've had this pattern, and it's like they're processing a lot at once, where I feel like person number 2 or person number 1 is doing the exact same thing, because it's like their whole lifetime beliefs are being challenged. So it's like, yeah, both of you guys, I feel like, are having like this internal reckoning with yourself of like, can we create a healthy, safe connection? Like, can we really do this? And I feel like Spirit is really saying, choose love. You have a choice, make yours with love. It's like, as long as you guys keep coming from this place of love and care for each other, And I think there's an energy of just like taking it slow, like just take it slow, take it day by day, you know, so don't put so much pressure on each other. So let's go ahead and get one more card for each of you. Person 1, please. Tell me about person 1. Oh, we have playfulness. It's too many, so I'm just gonna put that back. But I saw playfulness. See, and that's what I was feeling, is like, okay, like, you know, this, I was describing person 1 as like having a stick up their butt, but now it's like they're coming through as playful. They're coming through as like excited, and like, I feel like they get flirty, you know? Ooh, we have separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Yeah, I feel like there has been a bit of a separation where it's like I said, person 1 feels like you guys have not spent enough time together, especially like recently. Like I feel like it's very specific for the time frame of like they really want to spend more time with you. Like they're looking at your pictures, they're listening to music, and it's like they do want to take things slow, but they're tired of like the distance, like the emotion. I feel like there's like an emotional separation, especially because person 2 is dealing with their shit where it's like they don't want to dive in too fast. They know that they can, they know that they will. So I feel like they're trying to create distance and space too, to stay regulated. Tell me about person 2. True love. Oh my gosh. Okay, I just love this. This is so cute. I ship it. I do ship it. Okay, like look, we have true love. It came out on both sides. So person 1 is looking at this connection as true love, and person 2 is too. It's like, I think you guys both feel it. You both have like this spiritual inner knowing that this is it, but it's like you both are kind of, it's almost like person 1 never thought love existed at all. Person 2 has like an addiction to love, I think. So it's almost like they're trying to slow themselves down and not just give in to the addiction. It's like, let's create something real and safe. So mutual energy, bottom of the deck. Let your friends help you. I love this so much, especially like I was saying with the 3 of Cups. It's like I feel safer in groups and friends. I feel like let your friends help you. Like if you guys need to kind of have some group parties, you know what I mean? So you guys can just spend more time together. I don't know. It's almost like ask your friends for help. Like if your friends can kind of like set it up behind the scenes, so it's like less pressure on you guys. I feel like your friends would be willing to do that. So yeah, like talk to them, tell them what's going on, like keep them in the loop here so you guys can get some advice, because I feel like this is really challenging for both of you, where it's like you're excited but there's still a lot of like nerves, and I feel like those nerves can easily be like shaken off with like support of your friends and family. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so let's get some advice for the connection. So let's close out the reading. What's the advice here? A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. That is so cute, you guys. Only time will tell it. But you see what I mean? Is like both of you are keeping a very open energy of like, you know, I'm not gonna pour all of my life force into this. You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna stay at a healthy distance, but I'm going to give to this connection. Ace of Pentacles. I'm going to make an offer. You know, it's like we will see where it goes. We will see, right? Last one. Acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There's no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Exactly. And I think that's where you're both kind of coming in of like, only time will tell. I can't control the outcome, so I'm not going to sit here and stress about like if it ends in disaster or not. I'm just going to have fun and give it a chance and go with my feelings, which what I'm feeling right now is this could be the romance of a lifetime. We have look inside yourself, examine what is causing you to feel this way. I feel like this has to do with like the nerves. I feel like this has to do with, I feel like person 1, there's a part of them that they kind of want to jump ship at times. Like I will say that person 1, this is challenging a lot of their beliefs and you know, what they've always known. And so it is, I feel like it is harder on person one to just like open themselves up and to truly give to this connection. It's like they want to, they feel it's right, but at the same time there's a part of them that like kind of wants to just like run. I will say that. So it's like I feel like person one kind of needs to like look inside themselves and think like, why do I feel this urge to run, to separate myself? I think it's just like I said, like we talked about, it's like this person was just very much in their routine, very much likes things a certain way, and so it's just like it would be easier for them to just keep doing that. But it's like they're kind of realizing that they might kind of want someone to share life with, you know? I think that's all I am getting for you, pile number twos. This was a bit shorter than pile number one, but I was intentionally trying to make it this long, so we actually stayed on time for this pile. So I just want to thank you guys for being here. I really hope the messages resonate. I'm sending you the best of luck with this connection, wishing you all the best. If it doesn't resonate, choose another pile. You know, there's other piles to choose from as well. Till next time, guys, I'm sending you so much love, light, protection, blessings. See you next time. Bye. Yeah. Welcome, pile number 3. You chose be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. So we're going to start off with the mutual energies. So person 1 is right here. Person number 2 is here. But we're going to start with the mutual energy. So the mutual energy is this coffee cup here. It says meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. So I feel like this is somebody you could be friends with at this time. I think the mutual energy is wanting to develop a friendship, wanting to just kind of create like a positive energy between the both of you. Okay, I feel like I get a sense that something happened in this connection that created conflict, and I feel like you guys have possibly worked through a bit of the conflict, and I get this sense of like wanting to meet for coffee, wanting to meet, you know, for like tea or whatever, and basically like trying to make the connection better. It's like kind of knowing that there was this tension, knowing that there was this conflict, and now it's like we're in an energy of trying to heal the connection, okay? It's trying to make things a bit better here. I was also hearing the song Coffee by Chappell Roan. So I don't know why. I just feel like there was a conflict. And so I feel like there is this is a tough one. Okay, because what I think it is I think person one messed up. And I don't know how. I don't know what they did, but I feel like there was deception. It's a shocking attack. There was a level of betrayal, stabbed in the back, and it led person two to this Ten of Swords energy. I was betrayed so many times in the past. I prefer to end things before they start to avoid that type of pain again. So I'm just seeing that out of all the piles, I think that this one has the most conflict. I think that mutually, I think that you guys still feel a connection, but I think that there's kind of this energy of trying to decide, should we just stay friends? Should we just kind of keep this as like a happy friendship? Or, you know, bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I feel so rich for knowing true love. I now see how easy it is to create wealth when you know someone like you to love. So I do get a sense with the Ace of Pentacles that there kind of feels like there could be a new opportunity to start again romantically as well. But I think right now there's still a lot of healing that has to take place. Especially I feel like person one needs to apologize to person two. Like I think that's just like start everything off kind of energy is like they definitely need to apologize. So I think that's enough for the mutual energy. Let's jump into person one here. So person one, we have, you inspire me so much to create new projects and manifest all of my desires, to be able to provide for you financially. The Page of Pentacles here. We have, I'm trying to decide if I just want to work on that. Okay. But we do have, once I start to focus on our problems, it's hard to stop. And then I get paranoid that it will get even worse, falling into anxiety. And then finally, we have, you bring out the best in me, making me feel like a leader, deciding what I want, taking action with passion and determination. So, yeah. So what I'm kind of getting is person one, they've had a lot of sleepless nights about this connection. Person one, they are in deep regret, okay? They recognize that they messed up. I'm hearing I was such a fool. I'm just kind of getting a lot of guilt, shame, regret coming from person one. And I think that they've had this realization of like, holy shit, like person two inspires me so much. Like person two is my motivation for why I even get up in the morning and go to work and get money. Person number two literally brings out the best in me. Person two like makes me determined in my life, and it like gives me the passion that I actually need to like keep going. And I screwed up. Like I really feel like person one screwed up really bad. Like I don't know what the stabbed in the back is going to be for everybody. It's going to be different for everybody. Everybody experienced different betrayal here, whether it was cheating, whether it was like, I kind of just get like maybe flirting, like maybe this person was flirting with other people, maybe this person was like neglecting you, or they lied about something, like maybe where they were. There's all kinds of scenarios going on. And so, you know, it's just like, no matter what happened, I think it created an ending to this connection. So whatever person one did to stab person two in the back, it ended the connection. Like I really feel like wherever you guys were going, whatever energy that connection you had created, it was just like everything went to shit so very quickly. Like I feel like it was very quick. We'll get to that in person too. I see it over here. I see you. Oof. Okay, we got the Tower and Lightning. You know, it hit person 2 hard. And I think that it cut connection. I think that, you know, person number 1 had to face the consequences of losing person 2. You know, like, I feel like they had to spend this time apart because it really made them recognize the value, which is, I think, stupid, because like they should have saw the value from the beginning, right? It's like, this is the kind of person that has to touch the stove to know that it's hot, you know? It's like they have to kind of learn by experience, I guess. And person 1 just, I don't know, they're a little bit tricky, person 1, because look at this, we have the golden mirror. Self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. Phew. And you see how it's like, you inspire me so much, you bring out the best in me. It's like, that feels very love bomby, you know? So I kind of get a sense that person number 1, they might not be coming from the best place. I don't know. It just kind of feels more self-absorbed. It feels more selfish. Like, you bring out the best in me. You inspire me. It's not really about person 2 of like, I think you are an amazing person. It's more so how person 2 makes person 1 feel, that I feel like person 1 is addicted to and likes. It's like, oh, this feels good. Like, you make me a better person. Like, or maybe you make me look better even. But I just kind of get a sense that person 1, they want back in. They want access. They feel the separation. They feel very much the consequences of their actions. And I don't know if it's coming from a good place that they want back in, but they want back in. And so I do feel like they're kind of in that love bomby energy, like telling you what you want to hear, just blah, you know, just gross kind of energy, just like, you're amazing. And like, it's just like, let's go ahead and see what else we got. Heart with the key. Welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. I guess what I'm not understanding, and if you're person 2, you might not understand it either. Like, if you meant so much to person 1, then why did they do it? You know, like, why did they hurt you? Why did they have to kind of learn the hard way? I feel like you're just kind of questioning, you know, like, you just want to come back in. Now it's like you recognize I'm the one. Now you're going to get it together. Now it's going to be perfect. Why couldn't it be perfect the first time? So I feel like person 1 has a lot to prove, okay? I feel like person 1 is trying to figure out what the key is, okay? They're trying to unlock your heart, and they're trying to figure out what key to use in order to get in, because they want access to person 2. They want to get together. They want it to be perfect. But I don't know, can they truly, you know, can they truly provide stability? Will they hurt person 2 again? You know, it's like they can apologize, but without changed behavior, an apology means nothing. So let's go ahead and go to person number 2. I was betrayed so many times in the past that I prefer to end things before they start to avoid that type of pain again. Yeah, 10 of Swords. Person 2 is, I think, still in a very hurt energy. Person number 2 isn't sure if they should invest. They don't, yeah, they're contemplating whether they should start this connection again. they feel with the clock here, they need time. It says clock, need time, takes time, end time, cycles, time to heal, progress. Like they just need more time. I feel like they do not trust person one, or person two does not trust person one. And I don't know if person two was betrayed multiple times, because it says I was betrayed so many times in the past, or if it was just one and done and it was like, I've been betrayed so many times before, I'm not gonna, you know, let you betray me more than once. Like, fool me once, you know, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, kind of thing. So person two is just very guarded, very much like in this energy of like, I am still very wounded, I'm still very upset, I'm still hurting. I feel like there's a lot of mental exhaustion on both sides, actually, Nine of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So it's like, yeah, where person number one is like having sleepless nights and really struggling. I feel like late at night, it's like when they get home and lay their head on their pillow after work or something, it's like, I think that they do start to spiral a bit. But then it's like person number two is like, damn, like person one did a number on person two here. Like, I think it just kind of triggered all the past betrayals too. Like so it's like on top of everything, it's just like, oh my gosh, like it wasn't, maybe it wasn't even like that bad, but it just like like I feel like person number two is very triggered, very upset. They're taking the time out to heal. I think that they are really contemplating whether or not they should put effort into this connection. But we do have this, you know, I'm working day by day toward our future and our stability. I also want to invest more in spending time with you. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like person two still struggles with like, I feel like saying no. I think that, well, it's the Seven of Pentacles. So I think that person number two is just a very patient person. And so it's like, yes, I've been hurt a lot, but I'm, you know, I can still like maybe give you some time. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's like person number two is not completely with their mind made up. I feel like they're very like scattered right now mentally. Like mentally they're just scattered, because it's like we have the Ten of Swords here. So it's like they're mentally exhausted. I think emotionally exhausted, and it's like they're trying to decide if they should put effort and time into this. But I think that they're just kind of being patient with themselves, with you, or with person one, because it's like they need more time. They just need more time. Like I don't know how else to describe it. It's like they're willing to maybe, like I said, willing to go get coffee, but I just don't know how much further or like how much more investment they would want to give. We do have, I keep delaying leaving my comfort zone out of bad habits, but now all has fallen apart and I'm forced to face my pain in a rough way. Oof. I feel like person number two saw red flags with person one and they kept ignoring it, and they kind of stayed in the connection just maybe out of habit, or like it was a comfort zone. And then it kind of, because of this betrayal, this stabbed in the back, it created a tower moment. This person was like forced to face their pain in a rough way, where it's like, you know, the universe was like, we've tried to give you signs that this is not for you, but we're gonna give you a very unignorable sign, you know? And yeah, lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. So it's like person number two is in this energy right now of upheaval. They're in this energy of like shock. I feel like they're still kind of shocked about what happened. And there's just a lot of like scattered energy. It's like this person feels very spread out and like disconnected from themselves a bit. So it's like they're really trying to kind of take some time, because I feel like truly person two does not know what they want. It's like person one, they know that they want to make this connection better. Person one knows that like they don't want to lose person two, they want to fix the connection, but person number two doesn't know that. Like they don't know if they want to fix the connection. I think that person 2 is just so scattered, so mentally exhausted, still so hurt and betrayed, shocked, that they don't have the capacity to like make that decision right now. And I feel like that's totally okay, where it's like they're just kind of in limbo. They're just like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about you, and I don't know if I want you in my life, and I would meet you for coffee, because if we have wine, you'll say that you're sorry, which I know is a lie. That's the lyrics from the song Coffee by Chappell Roan. You'll say that you want me, I know that's a lie. It's like a love bombing situation. What is this? Photograph. Oh my gosh, person 2. I'm hurting for you. Okay. Looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, make new memories. And see, that's why they're still stuck in that, like, I want to invest more time that I spend with you. It's because they still miss person 1. It's like they're still attached to person 1, and maybe it's because they're not ready to leave the comfort zone, or it's because, you know, person 1 has been putting in this effort of like, look, I'm sorry, I don't want to lose you. So it's like creating this confusion with person 2, where they're like, well, you know, maybe person 1 has done some work, maybe person 1 has done some changing, you know. So it's like they're not sure. They feel like they need more time to decide. Oof, this is a rough one. Yeah, this is... But there's also just like this weird energy of like both of you like kind of wanting to sweep everything under the rug and just like start fresh and be like, let's just start over. Like, I know that this isn't what we wanted to happen. Like, it's like both of you are in pretty shitty energies. Like, person 1 is in 9 of Swords, person 2 is in 10 of Swords. It's like both of you, this is causing mental irritation, mental upset. You know, it's not a good space for either of you to be in. I just don't know what the solution is, you know. Like, I think the problem is with this reading, it's collective reading. So it's like for some of you, person 1 is like not the best person, you know. Or it's like person 1, like what person 1 deserves is separation. So, but then there's other people where it's like, for some of you, person 1, yes, they messed up, but they are willing to like make it better, and they are recognizing that they were selfish. They recognize that they hurt you. They want back in, you know. It's like they want to redo things. So it's like, I just feel like it's discernment of like, if you're person 2, if you are resonating more with person 2, then it's like, it's just your discernment of like, has person 2 or person 1 really changed? Has person 1 changed? What is best for person 1? What's best for person 2? You know, that's what it comes down to. It's just like the best for all. What's the highest good of all, you know? Tell me about person 1. True love. Oh my gosh, I feel like this came out for so many readings today. Okay, this is the romance of a lifetime. Exactly. Person number 1 does not want to lose person 2. Person number 1 is... I feel like they're realizing how much they care about person 2, and they realize how bad they messed up. But it could, you know, for some of you, it could just be love bombing. But it's like, I do kind of get a sense that person 1 thinks that this is like too good to lose. That they're willing to like, I'm hearing grovel. They're willing to apologize and grovel. Tell me about person number 2, please. Soulmate. So true love and soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. And I feel like maybe that's why person 2 is feeling a lot of hesitation, because they look at their pictures, they, you know, they feel like they're trying to become more stable. I'm working day by day towards our future, our stability. It's like person 2 doesn't want to let their own like grudge or their own like if they can forgive, they want to be able to. You know, because they recognize that they also care deeply. Like, neither of you are in good places, you know what I mean? It's just like I said, I don't know what's the best for both of you, but it's, some of you will find healing within this connection. Like, if you guys are able to work this out, I think you guys can both start over. It could have just been like a false start, where it was like you guys started something, it didn't end well, and it's like, okay, that we know exactly what not to do, you know? So, but for others of you, it's like, just because someone's your soulmate, does that give them the right to hurt you, you know? Bottom of the deck, the mutual energy between both of you. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Try and get the glare. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. I feel like there will be a new start. Once again, I mean, we have true love twice. I mean, this was the mutual energy too. I feel so rich for knowing true love. I now see how easy it is to create wealth when you know someone like you to love. Like, you both are feeling love here, and that, I think it is worth exploring. What's the advice? Emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. And that's exactly what I was trying to say, is like, if this is, you know, somebody that's meant for me, if this is, you know, am I going to just throw it all away because of one mistake? Am I just going to stay in this energy of resentment? Am I just going to be unable to forgive, you know, and miss out on a soulmate, miss out on true love here? You know, our emotions, as strong as they can feel, they can also distort, you know, like they can distort your perception. So it's like, right now I feel like person 2 is in a very distorted perception of like, person 1 is evil, person 1 is the worst, person 1, like, and so person number 2 does need to face that, but also person 1 needs to rebuild the trust. Person 1 has to do the work to apologize and rebuild the trust, so that person 2 does not feel unsafe or feel, you know, like they're still holding on to that resentment. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. Yes, I feel like person 2 is also very stuck on like, logically I should do this, but emotionally I just can't seem to let go. I am getting that. But yeah, I just feel like it's kind of like, this card always kind of gives me like, if you're on your deathbed, if you could do anything, what would it be? You know? It's like, are you gonna spend your time scared of being betrayed again? Are you gonna spend the rest of your days living in that resentment or anger? Like, work through your heart space, you know? Embrace this connection through your heart space. Criticizing one another will only lead to further unhappiness. Love and accept each other as you are, and your relationship will magically transform. Yeah. Like, I don't think coming in and telling this person they're a narcissist, like, you know, like person 2 just like calling person 1, you're a narcissist, you're a betrayer, like, that's not gonna help either of you feel better. I really feel like that would make it 10 times worse. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I think that there could be healing here for a lot of you that chose this pile. But it takes 2. It takes 2. And person 1 has to do the work to rebuild trust. Person 2 has to let go of that anger, resentment, and truly forgive. So there's work to be done on both sides. It takes 2. Katy Perry. Bottom of the deck, my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Yeah, like this, you know, I feel like you guys feel connected even though you're apart. I feel like there's a physical longing, like the body language in all of these cards are very like, holding, you know, I'm holding you. So I feel like both of you are craving physical affection, and I do think that you guys are kind of like leaning in on that spiritual connection at this time to kind of self-soothe of like, I know that the other person still cares and like loves me, and like I still feel this connection. It's like, even though we're apart, you know, love transcends space and time. I feel like you guys are both kind of leaning on that feeling just to kind of self-soothe and maybe even like hold out hope for this connection. Like I feel like both of you are really trying to just be hopeful. But it's really hard. I feel like both of you, like, this ending was very painful. This separation has been very, very painful for both of you. I'm hearing something about silence. Okay, so it's like I'm hearing this song, "Tell Me How" by Paramore. Of all the weapons you fight with, your silence is the most violent. Like, that's what I'm hearing. So it's like, I think this has been very painful. Very, very painful. Oof, this is a interesting one. Okay. Yeah, it's I think it's just about being supportive of each other. It's like person number 2, if you screwed up, you know, it's like putting yourself in each other's shoes, I guess. And it's like, I'm not excusing bad behavior, because person 1 absolutely needs to make up for it and absolutely needs to rebuild the trust for this thing to work. But it's like just not associating people maybe with, here, I mean, let me find a better way to say that. Not forcing people to just be their mistakes, you know? And that's something that I feel like they teach in therapy too, where it's like, try not to use the language of like permanence. I can't remember what it's called, like permanent language, where it's like, you always, you know, you always do this, you never do that. It's like a very finite way of putting things, of like, it doesn't give the other person the chance to like change or apologize or like do it in a better way. It just kind of puts them in that box of like, you always do this, like you never do that, you never take me on dates, or you never do this or that. It's like, if you use that language, it like doesn't give the partner any space. Like, if anything, it's like you're just kind of like condemning them or like putting them in this box, and like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's just not a healthy way to communicate, of like, you always betray me. Like, okay, no, they betrayed you one time, it was a huge mistake, they're very sorry, they have a lot of regret, they're not sleeping at night, they want to apologize, they want to make things better. What else? You know, it's like, you have to kind of look at yourself too. How are you responding? I don't know. I hope that made sense. This was the most conflict, like I said, but look at how it ended with true love, soulmate. Like, I think that we could possibly put a band-aid on what's gone on and start fresh. All right. That's what I'm getting for you, pile number 3s. Thank you so much for being here. If you resonated, please give me a like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm sending you love, light, protection, blessings. Bye. Too many. Just one. Thank you. Okay. Welcome to the bonus pile. So if you made it here to this bonus pile, this is basically where I used to like shuffle cards for myself after I would be done with my readings. I would be like, I wonder what would come out for me. And so I would shuffle my little cards, and then I would take little pictures of them, and then I would never remember the messages, or like, you know, it didn't impact me as much as I feel like if I'm able to record it, actually put together a full message here. So I just started to record it, and I wanted to also share with the collective. Maybe you guys also need the same messages at this time. So we are doing the, you know, person 1, person 2 thing. I'm not gonna tell you which one I am. I think it might be obvious for people who know me, but this pile is more relaxed too. Like, I'm pretty tired from the other piles. I did make these readings a bit longer than I usually do, so I am pooped. And I also filmed another reading before this, another video before this, so it's like I am just, woo, you know. So excuse me if I'm a bit slower, a bit sillier, a little more relaxed, you know. This is usually my chill out time, you know, my chill out pile. So let's go and see what we shuffled. We shuffled Speak the Language of Love. Loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. Beautiful, beautiful. So the mutual energy is kind of interesting because we have girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. So I feel like the mutual energy is like you guys are both single, you guys are both like spending time with friends and like having a good time partying. I feel like there's just a lot of like independence on both sides. There's a lot of like personal autonomy. It's like, I know who I am, I know what I'm doing, I'm having fun. There's a lot of fun energy. Yeah, so it's like just spending time with friends. I'm also getting family here because I don't know why these look like siblings to me. They do not look like, it does not look like a relationship. So I just feel like spending time with friends and family. Sorry, I was adjusting my chair, if you could hear all that. Living in the moment. Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like there's not, there's not a defined connection. Yeah, like this connection is not, there's no label. This is what I should say. There is no label here. You guys are both happily single, both doing your thing. Yeah, so let's jump in. Well, actually, bottom of the deck is also the mutual energy. So the mutual energy is I'm taking a break from everything so I can meditate and release my old ways of thinking. This process is not that easy. Hanged man. Yeah. Time out. Exactly. Like, I feel like there's a separation. I feel like there's a timeout. I feel like both of you are taking a break from this connection specifically in order to like release the old, to break free from like cyclical patterns is what I'm getting. It's like, I feel like there's an energy here of like not wanting to repeat the same thing. I don't want to repeat the same thing over and over again. And so there's like a releasing happening. There is an energy of, I don't know why I feel like if you guys were to come into a connection, it's like both of you would have to think very differently than the way you're thinking right now is kind of what I'm getting. Like it's on both ends, so you know what I mean? It's on both ends. And that's why there's like this break. That's why it's like I'm just doing my thing. I'm living in the moment. I'm single. I'm just like I'm on my own. Like I am depending on myself, and I feel like there's also an energy of like protecting freedom. Like a mutual energy of like, I enjoy my freedom, you know, I enjoy not maybe having to answer to anybody, or, you know, answer to a Mrs. or a Mr. or whatever. I'm excited. Okay, so person one, let's get into person one. So immediately we have the Star card come out. You brought faith back into my life, and now I'm trusting the higher power. Despite my past, I allow myself to feel loved and protected. So I think, yeah, 8 of Cups. I don't know how to deal with intense emotion, so I walk away and try to distract myself with other things. And I'm starting to notice all sorts of signs and coincidences and realize my own power in creating them. I'm working on manifesting you. Okay. So person number one here, they're very hopeful. I think there's an energy of hope here. I think that person number one, I get this energy that they are giving it to God. They're giving it to spirit. They're giving it to the universe. Whatever you believe in, they're giving it over. They're like, look, you know, person number two has brought back this hope, has brought this faith here that I feel. Person number two, I feel like kind of awakened this like hope within them. And then it's like, now they've just kind of given that over to God. The star energy is also like that energy of wishing on a star. So it's like, I feel like this person, you know, person one is working to manifest person two. Person one is like wishing on a star for person two. They are like, I feel like there's literally like prayers going on. I feel like there's like a discussion with the universe, with spirit, whatever you want to call it, and with God. There's a discussion going on of like, I'm giving this over to you. I just want to feel loved and protected, you know? I just want to feel loved and protected. That's what I'm getting from person one here. So it's like very much like I rely on spirit, very much like I give it over to God. I think that this person they sorry, I'm trying to find a way to word this. This person can be avoidant here. They can, I think that when things get really, really hard, they walk away. They run away. And I feel like this is actually not coming from a place of wanting to like escape accountability or anything like that. It comes more from a place of overwhelm. I don't know how to deal with my intense emotions. I need more time to process. And so they give themselves the space to move and to walk away, to run, so that they can revisit it again when they're in a better headspace. But I think that can be frustrating at times, because it just might seem like this person is just walking away, you know? It's like they're just running, they're just this person, yeah, they could have a tendency to just kind of get overwhelmed, is what I'm getting. Is like this person could struggle with anxiety, like a tightness in the chest here. And we do have the runner. So it's like runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. I kind of feel like person number one, like when they hear something they don't like, it can really hit this person, and like they just kind of shut down and they just stop listening, and they might, like, I don't know, I'm seeing somebody like get out of the car and just like, I don't know if they slam the door or what, but it's like they just get out the car and they just walk off. Like it's like that kind of energy of like, I can't handle this. I have to walk away. Sorry guys, I am kind of struggling, you know, because like I said, I'm just tired after the other piles. Fear of intimacy. I think it's also kind of like when things get too real. I don't know, I'm kind of getting like when things get deep, when things get real, it freaks this person out a bit, and they feel like they have to run. They feel like, oh shit, like this is really intimate, like this is real. It says listening to ego, so I keep trying to be like, well, what is their ego saying? You know, like what is their ego telling them? I feel like the ego is telling person one, it's like their ego's telling them they can deal with it later. It's like, it kind of, you know what it's giving me? It's like giving me procrastination. It's giving me like Mr. Incredible. You know, I've got time. Like, no, you don't. You're going to be late to your own damn wedding kind of thing. You know, it's like, it's not intentional when this person runs. It's like, they just kind of avoid it or procrastinate to like, to maybe make things clear how they feel, or to talk through things, you know, because they shut down, they procrastinate. I don't know. They have an avoidance. They have an avoidant tendency at times. It's like their ego tells them they have more time than they do. They don't, you know, they don't have all the time in the world. They don't. It's such a silly thing. I don't know why that's like such a silly thing for your ego to like. My ego is like, yeah, we got time. Like, ooh, that's so silly. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's just keep going. Yeah, Magician. I'm starting to notice all sorts of signs, coincidences, realize my own power in creating them. I'm working on manifesting you. Yeah, this person has just like kind of given it over to the universe. I don't know, like this person is like, I put my intention out there. I feel like I've received signs and confirmations and things and that. Like I know what's going to happen, or I know kind of the direction I'm supposed to go in at this time. But I feel like what person number one really wants is person number two. Like the one thing person, yeah, it's like the star card. It's like person number two is person one's wish fulfillment. Person one wishes on a star for this person. You know, like person one actually has intimate feelings for person two. Person number one is trying to manifest person two, but they get scared. I feel like there's an energy here of I don't want to say the attachment because it's gonna give it away, but it's like person one kind of goes back and forth between like avoidance and like manifesting this connection. Like they still want it. That's the thing. They actually do want it. I think they're just genuinely scared of intimacy. They have a fear of intimacy here. And I feel like they do procrastinate, they do other things, they distract themselves. I feel like they're just telling themselves like that the universe is going to take care of it. The universe, the spirit, God is going to handle it. I'm hearing that meme. If I handle it, I'm going to jail kind of energy. Because if I handle it, I'm going to jail. We have the Phoenix here. So new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind. Yeah, changed mind, definitely. I feel like this person changes their mind. They kind of go back and forth of like, I really want this, but then they get scared and they're like, I don't know how to deal with this intense feeling of intimacy, of love. I think that person number one is definitely trying to start a new phase in this connection. They're trying to rekindle this connection. They want growth. They want, I feel like you both to like change your mind about this connection in a way, because right now, remember, you guys are on break. Mutually, you guys are single. Mutually, you guys are on break, you know, in that hanged man energy, time out. And I do feel like person one is actively like trying to maybe do things to start this connection or like to manifest this connection. I just heard the, oh my God, I heard the what's it called? The O method. Oh my God. Yeah, they're manifesting. They're manifesting. Okay, so person one is manifesting. Let's see what else we have. Heart with a key. Welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. I feel like, person number one is having this little fantasy of like, everything's gonna be perfect. Like, I'm just giving it to the universe and it's like, it's gonna work itself out. And there's an energy here. Okay, I will say that person number one kind of seems a little bit more open, where it's like, okay, I know that I have feelings for person two, but I think that this is like a general feeling where it's like person number one is open to meeting the one. It's like there's that energy, that faith in the universe, that faith in kind of spirit, where it's like, okay, I know that spirit will bring me the love I need, or kind of energy, or it's like I know that it'll happen when it needs to, or like I know it'll be perfect, or it's like divine timing, or you know what I mean? It's like I gave this over to the universe so I don't worry about it. But there's also this energy of like person number one keeping an open mind and being like, well, maybe person two isn't my person, you know? Well, maybe if I do this healing, yeah, star energy is like healing, rebuilding, this manifestation, the star, the magician, like being in that energy, person one can really manifest whatever they want. It's like person one, they're in a very powerful energy right now. So it's like, I feel like they're also in this co-creation with spirit where, this co-creation with spirit where it's like, they're not worried, I don't know, or like they're not trying to force anything because they know that if something is being removed from their life, it's for a reason. It's not for them. Like they have a lot of faith here in the universe. So let's go ahead and jump to person number two. So person number two is very closed off. You can see a lot of hidden energies here. So, okay. So let's jump into it. I'm afraid to show you off because I feel you are out of my league and others will make fun of me or try to steal you from me. Like I said, person one is in a very powerful energy. And so I feel like person number two knows that. Person number two recognizes that, and I feel like they do feel a little bit nervous of measuring up, of being this person for person one. You know, it's like they don't feel good enough. They don't feel good enough. They feel like people will make fun of them. I don't know. It's just like people feel like they're not good enough. So person 2 is, with the 7 of Wands energy, person 2 is putting up a wall. They're literally like building a little wall over there because they're very guarded because they feel insecure, because they don't feel good enough. So it's like, I think for them, even though they're trying, like they're in this energy of like time out, of they're happily single, it's like they need to work on that self-worth, that confidence of like knowing that what is for them kind of energy. Instead, they're like kind of building a little blockade. A lot less open than person 1. Yeah. It does say it. So it says, I get my value from work, so I tend to take more than I can handle. I don't know how to balance my work life and love life. So I think person number 2, they will definitely tell themselves, you know, I am so focused on my career right now. I'm so focused on my work right now. I can't even handle a relationship on my plate. Like, it's just not something that I can juggle at this time. Like, I feel like that's what person 2 tells themselves to kind of avoid this connection. So I'm seeing like avoidance on both sides. It's like person 1 is like, I try to distract myself with other things. Person number 2, they work too much. They put too much on their plate, where it's like they don't know how to juggle their responsibilities. They don't know how to have a good work, play, rest balance. You know, it's like they don't know how to make sure that, like, it comes from that insecurity again, because they don't feel good enough unless they're like providing. I kind of get an energy of like bringing in the money, bringing home the bacon kind of energy. It's like they derive that self-worth from what they make, from finances. So it's like they need to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and pushing themselves, exhausting themselves, because that's kind of what makes them feel like worthy. Which is sad. It's really sad. Person 2, please. Like, you know, like person 2 doesn't realize they're already valuable. You know, they're already worthy of their needs, of their desires. It's just, they don't see their own worth. They don't see their own value naturally. Oh gosh. Okay. And then we had self-indulgence, so focus on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. Okay, I love it. I love it. That's actually a really good sign. So person number 2 is like, they're recognizing how their insecurities hold them back. I feel like I'm so sorry, but the visuals that I'm seeing are so fucking weird right now. Like, I don't know how to explain this. Okay, so I'm seeing somebody build this wall, right? But it's like, and it's gonna get weird right now, but I'm seeing like, you know, SpongeBob when he draws the little doodle bob, and it's like, I feel like I'm saying this all wrong because I did not grow up watching this bullshit. Okay, so it's like when I reference SpongeBob, it's so difficult for me. Oh my god. But it's like that little, you know, like the little caveman SpongeBob, right? Is like that's who I'm seeing. Like, I'm seeing that version of SpongeBob behind the little wall, and he's just like like he's like, this isn't helping, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, this person, like sorry, the visual that I'm seeing right now. Like, this is a waste of time. Like, who is this helping by me being behind this wall like a caveman kind of energy? It's like, it feels prehistoric is kind of the energy. Maybe that's the caveman energy, or like, it feels like it's not the smart thing to do. Like, it doesn't feel evolved. Like, this person feels this pull to evolve. Person 2 wants to heal. They want to look at their shadow. They want to also love themselves. I am getting that. Oh my god, it makes me want to cry. Person 2 wants to love themselves. Person 2, like, I think they recognize that they don't. they recognize that they're hurting themselves, they're self-sabotaging, they are their own worst enemy is really what I'm getting, person 2. And so it's like, because they're recognizing this behavior, they're able to, like, I don't know, I feel like they're trying to grow. So let's see what else we got. So let's see if this is gonna flip around a bit, because I'm a little scared for this person. This person's in a dark place, you know, like they just don't feel good enough for person 1. And what's so sad is, like, person 1 wants this connection, I feel. All right. Oh my goodness, 10 of Wands. I tend to take on more tasks than I can handle, so I can distract myself from my feelings until I fall into exhaustion or illness. Jeez. Yep. And it comes from, once again, that low self-esteem of, like, I am worthy for what I can provide. I am worthy if I work myself to death. These are, like, the things I feel like person 2 believes about themselves, is like, if I don't provide, or if I don't bring home the bacon, then I am not worthy. But it's also an avoidance thing, because they need to, like, sit with these feelings, stop distracting themselves, stop taking on more than they can handle. And it's so funny, because they're like, I don't know how to balance my work life and my love life. Yeah, well, maybe it starts with, like, not taking on more than you can chew. Like, maybe it starts with not exhausting yourself, right? It's like, maybe have a better balance of work, play, rest. This is your life. You don't need to die at the hands of capitalism. You know what I mean? Like, capitalism is a scam. It's a scam, people. We should be enjoying our life. I'm such a hedonist. I'm just like, we need to enjoy our freaking lives and, like, eat fruit and go and, you know, prance around in the field, the green grassy trees. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. Bile fours are always a freaking mess. Like, what am I saying? But you get what I mean. It's like, there's just so much more to life than making money. And I feel like, especially when you start to lose people, or, like, you experience grief, I think that, for me personally, it's like, it turns into preemptive grief of those around you, where it's like, holy shit, I could die tomorrow, they could die tomorrow, everybody dies, you know. It's like, and I don't want to waste my life at a job that doesn't even give a shit about me, that it's like, nobody here knows my name, my middle name, or my birthday, or they don't know my favorite movie, or it's like, they don't care about you as a person or a human being. So it's like, I just feel like person 2 derive so much worth from this, but they're neglecting connection. It's like, this person, I feel like, craves connection. They want something that makes them feel better, that makes them feel emotionally satisfied, but they're constantly, like, working or distracting themselves. So it's like, they never can actually schedule connection, you know. It's like, they can never, like, they need to go hang out and spend time and spend, like, quality time with the people they love and care about. Spend that quality moments, those moments that are, like, priceless. I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun flirting. Want to date. Like, what is the issue here? What is the issue here? Like, there shouldn't be any separation. Okay, someone likes you. Yeah, like, person 2 definitely likes person 1, and it's like, they feel like they're, like, person 1 is out of their league, you know, but it's like, they still feel emotions for person 1, and it's like, they distract themselves so much from their feelings, where it's like, I feel like they'll be at work, and I feel like a song might come on and it makes person 2 think of person 1, and then it's like they skip to like a bunch of like I'm hearing like hard songs, you know, where it's like, oh shit, that one song made me feel something, so now I need to like bury myself in a distraction, or it's like listen to like hard shit, or you know what I mean, like maybe gangster stuff, like player stuff, I don't know, it's just silly. It's like this person, they're giving me a bit emotional immature, where it's just like, okay, like they don't sit with their feelings, they don't know how they feel a lot of the times because they don't give themselves the time to sit with them. The chaser, no way we have the runner and the chaser here. This is crazy. Okay, so chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. Okay. This is interesting because, okay, I think that in the past, person 1 ran just to, like, I think that, I don't know. Because I feel avoidance on both sides here. But this person, I don't know, person 2, I feel like they are scared to chase. There's an energy here of like feeling, it's like a fear of rejection. They do not, like, they like person 1. I like you. They want to date. They want to, you know, they don't feel good enough. They don't feel valuable enough. And so they feel like if they were to chase, if they were to put themselves out there and run after person number 1, I don't know, I just kind of, like, I see someone falling on their face, and it's like, that's how they see it. It's like, it's not gonna work out. It's I'm gonna look like a fool. It's easier to be single kind of energy. And I do think it could be, fear of abandonment as well. Because maybe they know that person number 1 is not afraid to walk away, because we have the 8 of Cups and the runner. So it's like person number 1 is not afraid to like cut their losses, walk away, never look back. And like I was saying, I did say that. I said person number 1, they're more open to it being anybody. Like, they're giving it to the universe. They're saying, you know, do as I'm hearing from the last unicorn, magic, do as you will. Magic, do as you will. I love that movie so much. Magic, do as you will. So it's almost like, you know, it's like, if it's not person number 2 that I end up with, like, that's okay. Like, I'm keeping an open mind, because it's like, I know that the universe just wants what's best for me kind of energy. I'm listening to my guidance. And so it's like, I think that person number 2 kind of feels that energetically, that it's like, you know what, person 1 would be good with anybody. Person 1, like, I'm hearing you could get whoever you want. I just you could get, okay, whatever. But I feel like who person 1 wants is person 2. So it's like, okay, this is silly. This feels so silly. Let's go ahead and like get into it. Let's close it out, because this is already long. Okay. But part of this is like, I'm struggling. I feel like I'm being slow. So I apologize again. Give me some info on person 1. Person 1, please. Stay optimistic about your love life. Yeah, look at the way she's like giving an offering to the statue, you know? Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Exactly what I've been saying. It's like, I feel like person 1 is just very optimistic. They're giving their offerings to the universe. They're like, look, this is what I have to offer. Like, bring me what I need. I believe that you will bring me what I need. Tell me about person 2. You deserve love. You are lovable. Yes, exactly. Person number 2 does not realize how freaking lovable they are. And they're just like, I feel like person number 2 is dealing with a lot of like shame. And it's just insecurity too, where it's just like they just don't feel good enough and they don't feel lovable. They don't feel like maybe they deserve love. It's just like they're so hard on themselves. And I don't know, I feel like this comes from childhood. They could have had very strict like upbringing where it's just like very critical like parents or like caretakers, or it's like they just implemented a lot of shame into this person, or they were very money driven as well, is what I'm getting. So it's just like this person just never feels valuable unless like they're giving money to like people. The mutual energy between the both of you, chemistry, there's a strong magnetic attraction here. And I will say with this person, I was just thinking about this today. I was like, I feel like one of the last times I saw this person, like literally I felt like a magnet to them. Like I cannot explain it. I don't feel that way with people, but I literally, maybe it was like the margaritas, you know what I mean? But it's just like, I literally felt like it was both of us too. I feel like it was both of us and we were like kept like leaning in. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but it's like I felt like there was literally like magnets. Okay, so that's interesting. So there's a lot of chemistry. There's love here. There's like care. I think that both of these energies are a little bit nervous to step into like a full connection, like a full-blown relationship. Like I think that both of these people would have to kind of release a lot of fears revolving commitment before this is actually possible. So let's see what the advice is. Let there be oh, this is one of my favorite cards. Okay. It says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. This card truly changed like how I kind of process love too, because I feel like growing up or being younger, I was very possessive, and I still can be a little possessive and jealous, you know. I would say more territorial, okay? I don't know, but it's just like that is one of my things that I struggled with, and this card really just like helped me put it into that perspective of like real love does not like control, possess you, you know. Real love, there's this closeness, there's that intimacy, there's that love and care, but it's like I still allow you to be free as well. I still give you your space. I don't, because I feel like I could definitely be very anxiously attached in the past, like at times, and so, you know, this really helped me kind of just put it into that perspective. Like love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So I think that when it comes to this connection, the advice is like, give each other space, you know. Space is not a bad thing. I think there's so much fear to work through on both ends that it's like, okay, there needs to be space. I feel like there's not a lack of care. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. I feel like you guys need to have more like happy memories. I don't know, like happy fun times. Like I just kind of get this energy of keeping it light, keeping things fun, keeping things like, you know, going very slow and like taking time and just enjoying each other's company, but not like putting so much pressure on each other, or like building that safety slowly over time. So it's like, you know, person number one feels safe because they don't know how to deal with their intense emotions. So it's like where they kind of detach and run away at times, they feel safe enough to not do that anymore. And then person number two feels lovable, feels worthy, you know, feels good enough for person one. It's like that's going to take time to really build that on both ends. What's the advice here? Beware of this is another one of my favorite cards from this deck. I always feel so called out with this card. Okay. Beware of what you're projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your reflection. I feel like you guys could be mirroring each other quite a bit. Like I said, I mean, they look like siblings, but they also kind of look like twins, or you know what I mean? So it's like you guys could definitely be very similar, very, very similar. Like I said, I feel like there was avoidance on both sides. Yeah, so equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your play. Yeah, it's like so it's like I feel like even person number one kind of feels unlovable at times. Like they're like, you guys mirror each other a bit. It's like even person two gets overwhelmed and like doesn't know how to deal with this intensity. Bottom of the deck, the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. I feel like a new path is going to open up in this connection, and I think it'll be an opportunity for you guys to just kind of leave the baggage at the door and just start fresh. And like I keep feeling a lightness, okay? Like I'm feeling like a lightness. So I am sending you guys best of luck. Best of luck to my soldiers. My soldiers, I love you so much. Thanks for being here. I know this was a bit long, but I really hope you stayed for the whole thing. I hope you resonated. If you did, give me a like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear from you guys. Till next time, I'm out of here. Love, light, protection, blessings. Bye.